Top 10 gemstones that symbolize radiant light. What if I told you there are stones that don't just reflect light, they trap it, bend it, even ignite it from the inside out? These aren't camera tricks. These are real, natural, ancient, and some, they're glowing right now. In someone's pocket, you've seen diamonds, you've heard of rubies, but you've never seen light like this before. Light that waits in the shadows. Light that only reveals itself when the earth allows it. In this countdown, we're diving deep. From volcanic flames sealed in stone to rainbow grids etched by physics itself. These 10 gemstones aren't just beautiful, they're miracles of geology, and every single one is alive with light. But here's the catch. The stone ranked number 1, it doesn't just glow, it changes color midair, and some believe it holds a storm inside. Stay with us. What you're about to see will change the way you look at light forever. Let's begin where spring meets stone, with a gem that glows like green fire in sunlight. Top 10. Chrysoprase, the light of green apple. Our journey begins in the scorched deserts of Australia, where a forgotten green gem, once favored by kings, glows like a bottle of spring sunlight. Not a flash, not a sparkle, just a constant, living pulse of green. You won't believe what powers its glow. What happens when you shine moonlight on it? We'll show you in 60 seconds. In 1986, deep in the scorched red earth of Western Australia, a miner stumbled upon something unusual, something that shimmered under the sun like a drop of spring sealed in stone. What he had found was chrysoprase, a gemstone once forgotten, now glowing its way back into the world's spotlight. Chrysoprase is a rare, nickel-colored variety of chalcedony. Its signature green doesn't come from the usual suspects like chromium or vanadium, but from trace amounts of nickel, an element more at home in coins and cutlery than gemstones. But under the right geological conditions, nickel bursts a stone that radiates from within, casting a glow that feels almost alive. Its history reaches back to ancient times. Alexander the Great is said to have worn chrysoprase into battle, believing it brought him clarity and courage. Centuries later, in the 18th century Prussia, King Frederick the Great fell so in love with the gem that he decorated parts of Sanssouci Palace with chrysoprase panels, walls, fireplace inlays, even door frames, still gleaming with soft green light to this day. Modern gem-quality chrysoprase is almost entirely sourced from Australia, particularly around the Marlborough region. The finest stones are a vivid apple green with a soft translucency, polished into cabochons or carved into beads. They have the smooth, milky glow of top jade, but with a gentler, more meditative light. Diane Mulroney, a gemstone dealer from Santa Fe, recalls the first time she held one. "I thought it was jade at first, but the translucency, there was something softer about it, as if the stone was breathing light." Chrysoprase doesn't compete with the fiery brilliance of diamonds or the hypnotic depth of sapphires. Instead, it offers something rare in the world of fine gems. Quiet radiance. A fine cabochon of Australian chrysoprase can fetch between $100 to $200 per carat, and prices continue to rise as high-quality sources become increasingly scarce. Though not as famous as rubies or emeralds, chrysoprase has made its way into high jewelry. Cartier and Bulgari have incorporated it into designs, often using its calming green glow to contrast against bold metals or bright diamonds. But perhaps its greatest power isn't in prestige, it's in presence. Chrysoprase is a stone for those who understand that light doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. Ranked 9th, blue amber, light that glows back. It looks calm until sunlight touches it. Then it turns electric. This is blue amber, an ancient resin that absorbs UV and fires back with neon blue light. Scientists can explain the fluorescence, but no one can explain why it feels like it's watching you glow. Just wait until you see the gem that splits light into fire. Coming up next. In the quiet hills of the Dominican Republic, beneath layers of ancient tree resin hardened over millions of years, lies one of nature's most surreal tricks, blue amber. At first glance, it appears ordinary, a soft, honey-brown, fossilized resin, smooth and warm to the touch. But under sunlight, it transforms. The surface glows with a luminous electric blue, like a frozen flame ignited only by daylight. Unlike typical amber, which radiates in hues of gold and cognac, blue amber possesses a rare property: fluorescence. When ultraviolet rays, like those in natural sunlight, strike the surface, the molecules within begin to emit visible light. This is not reflection, it's reaction, a chemical symphony between light and molecular structure, producing a glow that seems to pulse outward, especially in the late afternoon sun. Most blue amber is found only in a few remote deposits in the Dominican Republic, where prehistoric Himalaya trees once oozed resin that fossilized under pressure. What makes it rarer still is that only a small percentage of Dominican amber exhibits this optical blue effect, and only in the right light. In 1996, German gem dealer Gunther Hartmann brought a piece of this amber to the Tucson Gem Show. Under the bright lights of the expo, it sat quietly. But as he carried it outside into the desert sunlight, it lit up like neon. Collectors followed him back to his booth. Within hours, he had none left to sell. Blue amber is light responsive in the truest sense. Indoors, it whispers. Outdoors, it sings. In jewelry, it's often cut into free-form cabochons to maximize surface glow, or polished into pendants that seem to change color with every step. Its tactile warmth and glowing halo have made it popular among high-end designers looking for organic, one-of-a-kind centerpieces. Value-wise, top-quality blue amber can fetch $20 to $40 per gram, and significantly more if the blue hue is strong and consistent. But for collectors, its worth isn't measured in dollars. It's measured in awe. No other gem turns from honey to high-voltage blue with such poetic precision. It's a gemstone that doesn't just reflect light, it waits for it. Then, at the perfect moment, it glows back. Ranked 8th, Fire Agate, the embers beneath the surface. If you've ever seen lava cool into obsidian, this is the step before that. Fire agate doesn't sparkle, it burns. Like embers caught under skin, its color rolls, red, orange, gold, in hypnotic waves. And no two patterns are the same. But the gem right after this? It doesn't burn from inside. It holds the entire sky inside. In the scorched deserts of northern Mexico and the American Southwest, there's a stone that doesn't shine. It burns. Fire agate is what happens when volcanic activity meets mineral-rich groundwater, then cools slowly enough to trap flame in solid form. Unlike opal's liquid rainbow or diamond's sharp brilliance, fire agate glows like coals under ash. Its surface shimmers with layered, fiery iridescence, coppery reds, blazing oranges, deep purples, even flashes of green, all caused by interference in ultra-thin layers of iron oxide within the chalcedony. These layers bend light as it enters and exits, producing an effect called limonite iridescence, unique to fire agate. But here's the catch. No two fire agates look the same. Each one is a microcosm of volcanic chaos, a snapshot of Earth's heat frozen in time. The patterns are unpredictable. Some spiral like galaxies, others ripple like molten lava in mid-flow. In rough form, they look like pebbles, but once carved by an experienced lapidary, their fiery soul is revealed. The most celebrated deposits lie in Aguascalientes and Chihuahua, Mexico, and across the border in Arizona and New Mexico. Local artisans often mine and cut the stones themselves, using dental tools and high-powered magnification to chase the fire lines just beneath the surface. One wrong cut, and the flame disappears. One perfect cut, and it explodes. Daniel Reyes, a fourth-generation cutter from Hermosillo, compares it to catching lightning. You don't cut a fire agate, you uncover it. You chase the light that's hiding inside. Fire agate ranks about 6.5 to 7 on the Mohs scale, making it tough enough for rings and bracelets. But it's most commonly seen in free-form cabochons or custom silver settings that embrace the stone's wild personality. Its appeal lies not in perfection, but in energy. Raw, glowing, untamed. Prices vary widely, from $10 to $100 per carat, depending on intensity and pattern. But among collectors, it's less about price and more about connection. A truly great fire agate doesn't just sparkle, it smolders. It draws the eye like a campfire in the dark. In a world full of polished stones and perfect symmetry, fire agate is a reminder that beauty can also be elemental, unpredictable, and born of Earth's most violent moments. It is not a gemstone for everyone, but for those drawn to its inner fire, it burns forever. Ranked 7th. Labradorite, the Aurora trapped in stone 1. Tilt, one flash. Suddenly, a gray rock becomes a moving aurora. Labradorite isn't just color, it's event-driven light. Blue, green, orange, flashing sideways like northern lights frozen in mineral. Ancient Inuit legends said Labradorite fell from the sky when the northern lights froze. They weren't far off. What if nature could bend light into geometry? That's next, and you won't believe how. It begins as a quiet rock, dull gray, almost forgettable. Then it turns, and suddenly you're staring into an aurora. Labradorite, discovered in 1770 on the shores of Labrador, Canada, contains one of nature's most mesmerizing optical effects, labradorescence. It's not a reflection, and it's not iridescence in the usual sense. It's a phenomenon born from interference and diffraction. When light enters the stone, it bounces between microscopic layers of feldspar, scattering and splitting into sheets of color. Blues like Arctic sky, greens like deep glacier water, golds that flicker like northern fire, and in rare cases, pinks and purples, elusive and prized like treasure. Labradorite doesn't just show color, it flashes it electrically and unpredictably, like lightning in a storm. The most famous deposits come from Canada, Finland, home of the rainbow variety known as spectrolite, and Madagascar, where large, richly colored slabs are extracted and shaped into both jewelry and ornamental pieces. In the hand of a skilled lapidary, a flat piece of labradorite becomes a canvas for light, shimmering with movement like shifting northern skies. Gem cutter Alina Korpela from Helsinki describes working with spectrolite as almost meditative. You chase the color, angle by angle. Then suddenly it opens, like a curtain lifting on a theater of light. In jewelry, labradorite is often cut into oval cabochons, freeform pendants, or even faceted beads, though its layered nature can make faceting challenging. The stone's durability, 6 to 6.5 on the Mohs scale, makes it suitable for most jewelry types, but its real strength lies in presence. Labradorite doesn't need diamonds to stand out. It commands attention on its own terms. Its metaphysical reputation only adds to its mystique. Believed to be a stone of transformation, labradorite is said to strengthen intuition, protect the aura, and illuminate the unseen. Whether or not one believes that, there's no denying its power to mesmerize. On the market, labradorite is surprisingly affordable, with beautiful specimens priced between $5 and $40 per carat, depending on color intensity, directionality, and pattern. But the finest pieces, those that flash in multiple colors and cover large surfaces, are coveted by designers and collectors alike. In the right light, labradorite stops time. It doesn't sparkle like diamond or glow like opal. It shifts, ripples, and dances. And in that movement, it captures something almost ungraspable, the living sky, frozen in stone. Ranked 6th. Moonstone. Light that floats. There are stones that sparkle, stones that burn. And then there is Moonstone, a gem that doesn't shine. It glides. First revered in ancient India, Moonstone was believed to be solidified moonlight, fallen from the night sky into the hands of humankind. And when you see a fine specimen in motion, it's easy to believe. A shimmering band of bluish-white light seems to hover just beneath the surface, drifting like mist across a still pond. This floating glow is called a dualiscence, and no other stone creates it quite like Moonstone. The phenomenon is caused by alternating layers of orthoclase and albite, two feldspar minerals stacked within the crystal. As light enters the stone, it scatters between these layers, creating a ghostly reflection that follows your gaze. The effect is soft, quiet, and ethereal, never harsh, never overwhelming. It's not just seen, it's felt. Moonstone has been mined for centuries in Sri Lanka, where the finest blue flash moonstones are still found. Their body is nearly transparent, but the glow is unmistakable, a streak of moonlight frozen in time. Other notable deposits exist in India, Myanmar, and more recently Tanzania and Madagascar. Not all moonstones are created equal. The market is flooded with white, opaque, commercial-grade stones. But collectors seek the highly translucent varieties where the adulorescence is strong, centralized, and preferably blue. These are cut into cabochons, maximizing the shimmer across the dome. Elise Harper, a jeweler from Portland, says her best-selling ring has no diamond at all. It's a Sri Lankan moonstone. People try it on and they pause. It's not just pretty, it moves. They say it feels alive. In jewelry, moonstone pairs beautifully with silver, which enhances its cool tone. It's a cornerstone of Art Nouveau design. Favreal glass, flowing lines, in moonstones set like droplets of sky. Today it's seen everywhere from delicate bridal collections to bold modern statement pieces. While it ranks only 6 to 6.5 on the Mohs scale, moonstone's value lies in its optical presence rather than toughness. Fine quality moonstones can command $50 to $300 per carat, with elite pieces fetching far more. And spiritually, it has long been called the stone of intuition, femininity, and cycles. It's associated with emotions, dreams, and tides, echoing the rhythm of the moon itself. Whether worn for its metaphysical symbolism or its quiet radiance, moonstone draws people in for one reason. It does not reflect the world around it. It reflects the world within. Ranked 5th, Sphene, Titanite. The flame. You didn't see coming. Most people have never heard of it, and that's exactly what makes Sphene, also known as Titanite, such a revelation. At first glance, it might not seem extraordinary. A yellowish-green gem, modest in size, often overlooked in a lineup of more famous stones. But under the right light and the right cut, Sphene erupts. Its fire isn't subtle, it's explosive. Thanks to a dispersion index higher than that of diamond, yes, higher, Sphene splits white light into its component colors with astonishing intensity. In well-cut stones, you'll see red, green, orange, and violet flashes shooting across the facets like sparks from a welder's torch. But because Sphene is often small, this effect can go unnoticed unless viewed up close. The best specimens are found in Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Russia, and Brazil, with especially fiery stones coming from the Gilgit-Baltistan region of Pakistan. These crystals, when eye-clean and cut with precision, become miniature fireworks displays, each facet refracting color with such sharpness that jewelers often struggle to photograph them accurately. Cameras can't keep up. Dr. Elon Marks, a gemologist with over 30 years of experience, describes Sphene as the only stone where a client gasped and said, "Is this even real?" It was. They just hadn't seen dispersion like that before. Not even in diamond. Color plays a crucial role. While Sphene ranges from lemon lime to olive to orangey brown, the most prized variety is a rich greenish gold, paired with high clarity and excellent cutting. Stones under 2 carats show dispersion well, but larger stones, over 3 carats, are exceptionally rare and exponentially more valuable. Due to its relative softness, Mohs 5 to 5.5, Sphene is best suited for earrings, pendants, and low-impact rings. But when properly protected, it becomes one of the most visually rewarding gems a collector can own. Prices for fine-quality Sphene range from $100 to $400 per carat, with elite specimens exceeding $1,000 per carat, when size, clarity, and dispersion align perfectly. What makes Sphene unforgettable isn't its rarity. Though it is rare, it's the shock it delivers. The instant someone tilts the gem under light and sees it spark to life like a flame behind glass, they understand. This is not just another green gem. This is the one that outshines diamond and does it without saying a word. Ranked 4th, diamond, light's most perfect prism. It's the stone we think we know, the one we're taught to admire, to crave, to measure love with. But beyond the marketing and the myths, the diamond has earned its reputation. For one reason above all, its command of light. At its core, diamond is carbon, simple, elemental. but its atomic structure, formed under unimaginable heat and pressure over 1 to 3 billion years beneath Earth's crust, creates the hardest natural substance known to man. And with that hardness comes something else: optical precision. Diamond has a refractive index of 2.42, among the highest of all transparent minerals. When light enters, it slows down dramatically, bends, reflects internally, and then explodes outward in a display of brilliance, white light, and fire, rainbow dispersion. Properly cut, a diamond doesn't just sparkle, it becomes a hall of mirrors that multiplies light. But here's the truth: diamonds don't come out of the ground brilliant. That fire, that sparkle, that's the work of human geometry. The modern round, brilliant cut, perfected in the early 20th century, follows mathematical principles that maximize internal reflection. Angles, depth, facet symmetry, all of it serves one purpose: to bend light into beauty. The finest diamonds come from deposits in Botswana, South Africa, Canada, and Russia, each with distinct crystal habits and fluorescence properties. But regardless of origin, it's cut that unlocks the light. A poorly cut diamond looks dull, no matter how clear or colorless. A masterfully cut one? It looks like it's plugged into electricity. Lena Cho, a luxury jeweler in Los Angeles, recalls the moment she placed a flawless, triple excellent 2.5-carat diamond under her gemscope. It was like staring into a frozen supernova. You don't just see light, you feel it. Diamonds rank 10 on the Mohs scale, making them ideal for daily wear. This durability, paired with unmatched light performance, is why they dominate engagement rings and luxury watches alike. Prices vary enormously, from a few $100s per carat for industrial-grade stones to over $20,000 per carat for flawless, colorless diamonds over 3 carats. But in recent years, lab-grown diamonds, chemically identical and optically brilliant, have disrupted the market, offering high-performance sparkle at a fraction of the cost. Still, the allure remains. A diamond is not rare, but a truly perfect one is. What sets it apart from all other gemstones is this: while most reflect beauty, the diamond amplifies it. It takes a single ray of light and fractures it into a celebration. It is, in every way, light's most perfect prism. Ranked third, Chrysoberyl cat's eye, the split of focus. Most gemstones dance with light, but this one draws a line through it, sharp, focused, and impossible to ignore. Known as Chrysoberyl cat's eye, or Sphene, this golden-green gem is the undisputed master of chatoyancy, a visual phenomenon where a single band of light moves across the surface like a narrow pupil. The effect is so striking, so defined, that when gemologists say cat's eye, this is the stone they mean. What causes it? Inside the stone are thousands of parallel needle-like inclusions, typically of rutile, that reflect light in a uniform direction. When properly cut into a high-dome cabochon, these inclusions align to create a razor-sharp beam of reflected light across the top. As the stone moves, so does the eye, following you, watching you like a living thing. The finest specimens come from Sri Lanka, India, and Brazil, where the material is mined in gravel beds and alluvial deposits. But even within those regions, true cat's eye quality is rare. The line must be crisp, the body color rich, and most elusive of all, the background must show a visual phenomenon called milk and honey. When one side of the band appears golden, the other silky, creating a mysterious two-tone glow. Anura de Silva, a third-generation dealer in Ratnapura, Sri Lanka, explains, "We don't sell it like a stone, we show it like a lens. You tilt it just once, and you see it blink. If it doesn't blink, it's not the real cat's eye." High-quality cat's eyes are cut with surgical precision. Too shallow, and the band disappears. Too deep, and the stone loses symmetry. But when done right, the gem becomes something more than ornamental. It becomes mesmerizing. A cabochon over 10 carats with perfect eye alignment and no zoning can command over $10,000 per carat at auction. Chrysoberyl is also one of the hardest colored gems, ranking 8.5 on the Mohs scale, just below sapphire. making it highly durable and perfect for rings. Its glow is internal, its light doesn't scatter, it concentrates, it aims. Throughout history, the stone has been worn as a talisman of protection, an eye that never sleeps. In some Eastern cultures, it's believed to ward off the evil eye. In the West, it's simply admired as a miracle of symmetry and control. In a world obsessed with sparkle, the cat's eye offers something radically different: stillness. It doesn't dance, it doesn't flicker. It stares as if challenging the viewer to stop moving for just a second and meet its unwavering gaze. A gemstone that doesn't chase light, it commands it. Ranked second. Rainbow Lattice Sunstone. Geometry of light. From a remote corner of Australia's Northern Territory comes a gem so rare, so visually complex it almost feels man-made. But it's not. It's nature writing geometry in light, layer by layer, angle by angle. This is Rainbow Lattice Sunstone, and it looks like a secret hidden inside stone. At first glance, the gem is a soft champagne or sandy feldspar, but when rotated in light, it erupts with geometric patterns of vivid rainbow flashes, crosses, crisscrosses, grids, and shifting angles that appear to move inside the stone. It's not surface sparkle. The iridescence happens within the crystal, caused by microscopic inclusions of hematite and magnetite aligned in precise, lattice-like structures. The result is labradorescence meets diffraction grading, optical fireworks arranged with mathematical order. While other sunstones shimmer randomly, this one organizes the shimmer, turning every shift into a deliberate optical event. Discovered only in the Rainbow Plains near Harts Range, Australia, this feldspar variety is found nowhere else on Earth. The area is remote, rugged, and largely untouched, with miners using hand tools and perseverance to extract this elusive gem from shallow veins in the dry outback. Trevor Harris, a prospector who's spent over 2 decades hunting in the region, puts it simply: it's not just rare, it's weirdly perfect. Nature shouldn't be able to make patterns like this, but she did. Cutting Rainbow Lattice Sunstone is both art and science. The cutter must orient the stone precisely to maximize the display. If angled wrong, the pattern disappears. If done right, the effect is staggering. Angled rainbow flashes arranged like circuitry, flickering with every move of the hand. Because of its rarity and cutting difficulty, the gem is almost never seen in commercial jewelry. Instead, it appears in collector-grade pendants, custom rings, and private collections, pieces designed not to showcase wealth, but wonder. Prices vary wildly depending on pattern intensity, clarity, and orientation, but top-quality pieces can fetch $500 to over $3,000 per carat, especially those with strong rainbows and sharp lattice definition. Stones over 5 carats with clean patterns are vanishingly rare. Metaphysically, Rainbow Lattice Sunstone is said to unlock mental clarity, spiritual focus, and sacred geometry. Whether one believes that or not, there's something undeniably cerebral about the stone. Unlike most gems that evoke emotion, this one evokes calculation, precision, and cosmic architecture. It's as if the universe left behind a blueprint, encoded in color, waiting for light to activate it. And when it does, the message is clear. Light doesn't just move randomly, sometimes when it thinks. Ranked first, Ethiopian Opal, fire born from rain. Some stones reflect light, others split it, but only one seems to ignite it from within, as if lightning were trapped under glass, pulsing to be free. This is Ethiopian Opal, a gemstone not simply admired, but witnessed like a natural miracle caught mid-breath. Discovered in the Wallo province of Ethiopia in 2008, these opals took the gem world by storm. Unlike their Australian cousins, which tend to be opaque or milky, Ethiopian opals are hydrophane. They absorb water, glow from within, and often appear as if they're lit by an invisible flame. But it's their play of color that stuns even seasoned gemologists. Within a single stone, entire spectrums bloom and vanish: scarlet flame, emerald streak, violet pulse, solar flare. The colors don't sit still. They ripple. They breathe. They change shape as you move, as if light itself is trying to escape. The phenomenon is caused by microscopic silica spheres, packed in near-perfect order. When light enters, it bends, scatters, and interferes across these layers, creating the gem's signature shifting rainbows. The tighter and more uniform the spheres, the more vivid the color. In Ethiopia, this natural alchemy occurred inside ancient volcanic ash, infused with silica-rich water, then hardened over millennia under pressure. The finest specimens are called crystal opals, transparent or translucent, with multicolor fire that explodes across the dome. Cut into cabochons, they resemble storm clouds filled with lightning or galaxies caught in motion. The best of them are mesmerizing. Others are beyond words. Dr. Kira Jonas, an Ethiopian geologist, recalls the first time she saw one unearthed at the Delanta deposit. It was raining. A miner handed me a wet stone, and inside it, I saw light moving, like a candle underwater. I'll never forget that. We just traveled across fire, ice, rain, and time, chasing light not in the sky, but in stone. Some of these gems took millions of years to form. Others, just seconds to take your breath away. But all of them share one truth. They remind us that beauty doesn't always scream. Sometimes it glows. If this journey sparks something in you, wonder, awe, curiosity, then there's so much more waiting. We're just getting started. Hit subscribe and join a community where gemstones aren't just pretty, they're stories in crystal. The next countdown will feature stones that once ruled empires and then vanished. Don't miss it. This is Gemstone Kingdom, where every gem has a story, and we're here to tell it.